Equalide here at your go-to legal talk show where we get to dissect and digest legal intricacies and legal jargons. My name is Colines Colines Muyeku, but you can always opt for CM, and this is Law in the Neighborhood. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We have an amazing show lined up for you. Out of the bench, we have an amazing case for you. Our legal bulletin as well. Zaga is not yet in for today's show. However, as we said, we wish him all the best in his endeavors. He'll be back very soon. Then on legal curiosity, Nyiha atakuwa anatupakulia mawili matatu. Thank you so much for all those who keep on viewing our content. Subscribe if you've not subscribed. Daka sekunde tatu kama uja subscribe, please. 1 2 3. Yeah. Thank you. Viva. Anyway, leo tuko na an amazing show lined up for you, as I said. Kesi tuko nayo leo iko fiti. But before that, Nyiha uko aje? How was your day today? How is Wednesday going on from your side?
Wednesday is going very chill. It's a very chill Wednesday.
Na mbona umeweka mic mbali Nyiha? Sawa.
Wachana mambo yangu.
Mbona umeweka mic mbali?
My Wednesday has been good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always a pleasure to be here doing one of the things I love most. This is something to do with law. Niseme kama mtu mwingine nilisikia akisema Monday, law chose me. Ushaituziwa na law.
They were chosen by law.
I was chosen by law.
It wasn't just by mistake
law
that I'm here.
Law is privileged to have me.
I'm not privileged to have law. It's the other way around.
Vice versa.
The confidence, man. The confidence. I chose law.
Where will you choose?
Yeah, I chose law. I'm privileged to have law. Because ningekuwa na medicine side ningekuwa
me law ili choose lakini nazo grades. Kidogo.
It's the same way I chose chemistry. Siko kupenda kwangu. Lakini it never chose me. Na grade azikuwa ni choose pia.
Rejection imeanza kitambo.
My relationship with sciences was toxic. I loved sciences with all my heart, however, and it's one of the reasons I'm doing law, by the way, to not meet physics, to not meet chemistry juu zo vitu zimenifanya nimeko I have trauma.
Your chance yonge, I have nothing to say.
Anyway, let's go straight into it. Leo tuko na kesi very interesting. Especially kwa wale watu wanaingia sasa they're still looking for hustles, then you're just attached somewhere as an intern. This case, you need to be so close to it because it is just what you have to hear. So in the case of Monda versus Aga Khan University, so Monda, a medical student, was taken as a resident medical for inaitwaje anesthesiology department at Aga Khan University. Now he was taken back in 2019 as an intern, and his contract was to last for 4 years. So while there, he was as well a master's student. So his contract program was moved. You are a medical resident. So basically what a medical resident means, you see the way for law students, once you're done with law school, you now go to KSL, then you need to attach yourself in a firm to do your pupillage.
Yeah.
So it is an equivalent of pupillage. So they call it medical residence. Yeah. So tutaswitchia fan kidogo ama I think inatupeperushia bana yetu. Anyway, let's go on. So so medical residence is an equivalent of pupillage stage. So he was being paid as an intern 180,000 as an intern.
Nikabadilisha course.
As an intern, a medical intern, 180k. Yeah. Pupillage sijui analipa ngapi. omba sana usijipate kwa kiosk mahali mali nakwambia
Unasema
you are
nini
learning
wewe?
mali nakwambia you are learning you're still learning. Anyway, so ilifika mahali back in 2022 his contract was terminated. So the guy went to court and he said he was unlawfully terminated. The grounds for unlawful termination was he was never given a fair hearing to be told exactly why is he being terminated from that employment. Number two, we've said he was more of a student as also an intern doctor. So the university argued that his case was based, he had academic indiscipline. So akilikuwa na academic indiscipline. The university went ahead and said the relationship between the plaintiff and the defendant never showed any characteristics of an employment which has to exhibit employer-employee relationship. However, Kotili ruled in favor of the plaintiff. So he was awarded the 1.5 million. Ilikuwa accumulate for 6 months. I don't know, he wasn't reinstated, but he was also given the amount ya pension and ilikuwa accumulate na pia the interest. So he was given all those. And then the court actually established there was an employer-employee relationship because the employer expects some things to be done by the employee. So kulikuwa na hiyo, you have to meet certain expectations for you to be given mshahara yako. So it was determined that there was actually employer-employee relationship. So it made it a valid contract. So they didn't have any excuse. Now on the termination part, the court said that person has to be given adequate time to know his employment is being terminated. You do not just wake up and say, Nyiha, nimekufire from working at Shine FM. You do not just do that. You have to give someone a notice. And then you also have to give them a fair hearing. Article 50 of our constitution provides for a fair hearing. Lazima apewe platform ya kujieleza. Aseme what is going on. If actually he did this na alikuwa na sababu, he has to be listened to. So he wasn't given adequate time ama notice. So the court will consider that. So basically, this case just raises one key concern. Are in turn considered to be employers? Do they qualify to be employers? And then my other question is, what about the places where you are said to be interning, however hakuna any wage ama hakuna any remuneration minitwangaje ama any something ama stipend, there's no stipend. Does that qualify to be employment, and can you actually sue for that? Nyiha, after reading the case, what is your scope?
From reading the case, I really delved into the Employment Act drafted, and first of all, I went, something that really caught my eye was section 2 called the interpretation. There was the definition of the word an employee. And an employee is anyone who works with an expectation of salary. And it's explicitly stated this includes it's called an induced student or an intern. Like imeandikwa hapo specifically. It has been written over there. So from that was basically, we established, without even establishing the particulars of the relationship of the contract, we already established that this particular person is an employee, therefore making the other party the employer. So again, in the issue of termination, Section 35 of the Employment Act talks about how the termination should be done depending on the agreement you have, whether it comes to how you receive your salary. If you work daily, wale watu wa daily wages, yeah, in Section 35, I think it's subsection A, where they state that you can terminate the contract after wewe umeshalipa. You can decide not to come back. Yani it gives the whole scope of what amounts to lawful termination, how the termination of an employment contract should be performed. And you find that according like the particulars of the case, this person he was terminated in June. His termination was done on June 1st, 2022. And alipewa his letter of termination, was it on 13th June of 2022, and he was given the reasons of being terminated 17th June. Surely
that's late, bana.
Without even kuweka matters low, that is not a way of doing things. And there's something that came to my attention as I was perusing. It's a very important point to note. If you're employed and you decide to resign yourself, like voluntarily, once you have resigned, whether in writing or orally, whether the employer gives you a response or not, it is implied that you have already terminated your contract. It is implied. Because I was reading another case where this person sijui alienda akasema hivi kiasi akaona uko nje kubaya, I want my job back. That is a very important point to note. When it's now coming from the employee, that is something else. But now coming from the employer to the employee,
it can be disputed.
Yeah, the process of termination is outlined hapo kwa section 35, and you find that someone should be given notice. Now, not only notice, when you read section 36, you should get some form of compensation, unless stated otherwise, because surely ukiniterminate
leo
nakula wapi?
I think kuna some wadi unasemanga, if you're terminating my employment, at least pay me for the next 6 months for me to stabilize my,
So that you don't know, there it's not like a fixed, they don't have like a fixed, the law doesn't provide like a fixed timeline. It does give sort of a recommendation, and it gives that provision that before your termination, at least give this person notice, and it's called a lieu of notice.
What is it?
The term, the payment you get now when you've gotten your notice of termination, the money you'll get is called the lieu of notice. Now you'll be paid like sasa ukijipanga to work through your termination. That is what you're going to get. And you find that this person, he won the case, but he didn't just win it because he could have won. Like, he won because the defendant was in contrary. He was in violation of the law. He violated the process of termination. He violated also the constitutional rights. You all have a right to fair hearing. That is Article 50 of the Constitution. There's also the right to administrative action. Like
Article 49. No, not
only rights of
arrested person.
Yeah.
Article.
There's
I just did it.
That deals with the administrative action. Kwa hivyo they say that he had not achieved the expected standards.
Masomo.
This convenes, you should hold a meeting, and actually the administration you should have a sort of dialogue. You just don't terminate someone based on, and you don't even tell them the reasons of termination. Actually, it's provided for. You're supposed to provide for the reason of termination. You just don't do termination without any underlying reason.
Fair administrative action, Article 47.
Yeah, Article 47.
You know, I was
fair administrative action.
Yeah, nilijua iko tu hapo. I did it a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So you find that was a violation of his rights and his constitutional rights, and that was also in violation with the provisions of the Employment Act. And I think really what stands out is for anyone who is an intern, ukonje, who is starting a hustle. If they have the question whether they can qualify
to be
an employee, because this was a very key issue in this particular case.
Yeah.
Now, what even upheld that decision was because the defendant had offered to give them that particular salary. So by establishing the salary, they had that relationship already of employer employee, because from the definition it says anyone who works in expectation of a salary. So sasa I'm looking at a case where sasa you're working, you had in your contract when you were there, you had already agreed to no salary. Sasa hapo, that is something else, because that's now a particular loophole. When sasa your case comes, that will be a loophole. So people should really understand what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah,
do
very
some
important.
sort of background check before you get into a contract. Juu kama hangekuwa very particular and very chap.
Yeah, I think alikuwa na nice
very nice lawyer.
Yeah, but Nyiha, unajua it's not just about the interns. In the next 3 minutes, I want to give you an example. I won't really name the university, but you'll just I know you've heard of it. You saw one lecturer complaining he was unlawfully terminated from his employment after, I think, the uni thought he was a dean in another university, which he wasn't. And now he sued the school, and he was demanding for him to be compensated because his reputation is at risk and all that. So that case?
No, I didn't.
Is a lecturer. As a lawyer, you shouldn't name anything unless you have facts. But I think I'll share with you the clip. He sued the university and he won a total of he's supposed to be awarded 326 million. Yeah, 300, as in unalipanga mtu tuseme 200k alafu
ebu mtu aniterminate uishi like
jununa kau kijana he won you 1.8
plus there was also compensation for emotional
distress.
I can imagine the
NSSF,
kind of distress you have when you're working. You can imagine kama sahi ini bachelors na tukalia hivi ikiwa in its singularity. So I can imagine you being a medical resident and a master student at the same time.
Yeah, alafu what do you mean?
The economic tension, the academic tension, the expectations at work and particulars. So I think it was so much messed up. But yeah, I think he got his deserved justice. But for all those who are employers out there, be so much keen to not just terminate someone's employment. It will cost you. I swear, it will cost you. Exactly.
Just do due diligence and know this guy in a funny. If he's not supposed to be there, follow the right procedure. Else, it won't go right for you. You'll find yourself spending more than you thought. Because legal experts, utanilipa pesa mingi bro. Atenda kotini, atakusu, and all that.
There's this provision where it states for the compensation. I think it's section 47. They say that the maximum award that you can be compensated is a salary for 12 months. And people demand it hata kama hawajakuwa terminated for the whole 12 months.
You see?
Kama for example in this particular case, he demanded for the award for 12 months.
Yeah.
And he was actually granted. So employers should be
so careful
to follow the correct procedure.
Yeah. That's just our request today. But pia wewe kama intern, and not just intern, if you're employed somewhere, you have to be so much in the know. What is happening? What is your contract providing for? Can you actually establish employer-employee relationship? Can you actually say umeajiriwa? Hizo ndio baadhi ya maswali you need to ask yourself. But we're taking a short break. When we'll be back with a legal bulletin. Stay tuned. This is Shine FM 99.9, home of urban music. And today, tuko hapa na Law in the Neighborhood kufunza sheria. We'll be back in a few. Thank you so much.